Welcome back, everybody. We're here. It's more Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And somebody owes us some sword lessons.
Gepriesen sei der Herr.
So, you finally got your way, eh, Menhard?
Yeah. It is a great
Darn
feeling
tootin' he
after
did.
all the
Kick some butt.
It is to a large extent your doing, Heinrich.
Thank you.
Vielen Dank nochmal. In token of our thanks, recognition and Freundschaft, I wish to make you a gift of this Langschwert, which I received from my Meister in Frankfurt on the day
I'll use it
I
instead of
too
Gnarly's
became
club.
a Meister.
My word. Thanks a lot, Menhard. This is a great honor for me.
You have earned it. Do not lose this Schwert or bring shame on it.
You
I
can
will
count
not.
on me.
And that is not all. Listen well. I also agreed with Friedrich that we will do things richtig. In Kuttenberg, we will hold a great and glorious tourney every week. Offensichtlich, as I promised you,
Just
I
like
can
Rate.
teach you the art of sword fighting from now on. I show you Meister technique of handling Langschwert. Then Arne show you the basic teachings of combat stance. Arne learned a lot from me and mastered also other weapons than the Langschwert. He has much to teach you too.
I could tell that Arne was pretty good.
The art of sword fighting, you say? What kind of things can you teach me?
Alles. Langschwert and other weapons. Meisterschläge and technique. Or just practicing combat. Wie du willst.
I'd love to learn from you. When can we start?
Good. I am glad to hear it. We can start when you want. The
Please.
first lesson I can give you now. Do not be proud. Be modest. Pride will come back to haunt you in Gefecht and in life. Remember that auch. And since you are in our Bruderschaft, I will teach you one echt Meistertechnik that no one else here knows. You only have to ask.
Please, please, please.
A tourney? That sounds good. It will be here in the city.
Genau. It will be by the walls, near to our Fechthalle, one time each week. Always with Langschwert, sword and shield, and free combat in heavy armor. If you want to join, come to me. I write you down and tell you more about it. It will be good practice for you, and you can also gain good rewards and glory.
What about Arne? How's he doing?
Good, Heinrich. Good. The local apothecary and physician Albicus
I like how he
did an
pronounced that.
excellent job. Arne's eye all right. His sight come back. Only scar remain. Gott sei Dank.
I'm glad to hear that. Thanks for everything, Menhard. I'll certainly come and see you sometime.
I'm gonna see you right now.
One last thing. If you are in need of a bed, you can sleep in the loft of our Fechthalle. Bis bald, mein
Sword
Freund.
Hall, yes. We got a key to the Sword Hall.
You said you'd teach me some kind of special technique.
Ja, genau. Get ready. I will show you a special longsword technique that Meister Lichtenauer taught me. It is called Oben abnehmen. First, you attack your opponent's head. If he blocks your strike, attack his face as if you were trying to stab him. If he deflects your blade to the side to defend himself, move your blade around his and cut his head open. If you do that in an unexpected direction, your opponent will have little time to react, and you will strike him well. Come, let us practice zusammen.
Okay. Oh. Some practice.
Und? Es ist doch gut, oder?
Thank you.
May it...
Okay. Take me
I
as
want you
your
to
apprentice.
teach me, Menhard. Show me all the tricks and mysteries of the art of swordsmanship that you know.
Sehr gerne, Heinrich. But you will have to donate some money to our brotherhood.
Yes.
Hat keine Sorge, mein Freund. You would not learn more even in Nuremberg. You would just pay more.
We're gonna do that.
You're a master of the sword, so what else but a longsword? I want to learn everything so I can be your equal.
You certainly do not lack in confidence, und das ist gut. But there is always room for improvement. And even the greatest master needs to train constantly and test his art against other swordsmen. Wie auch immer. Die erste Lektion
I like this fact that I've done almost nothing with a sword and I'm going to be great with it after this.
It is luck. So even the greatest master must be humble and cautious.
I understand.
Gut, mein Freund. Let us see just how well you understand. Los geht's, mein Freund!
I'd like to learn.
Warum nicht?
I'd like to learn a new combat technique.
Aber ja. Warum nicht? If you like a fight with mace or axe, I show you how to stomp opponent to ground. It may be complicated, but is powerful technique and you can use shield with it. Was sagst du dazu?
Maybe. I'll have to think about that one. But Arne was going to show me something. Where doth thouest be, Arne? Arne!
Herzlich willkommen.
I see you're on your feet and in good health.
Ja. Ja. Gott sei Dank.
What about the eye? How did it turn out?
Gut, Heinrich. I only see cloudy for a day or two. But then the clouds go away.
That's good.
I see the world with new eyes now. Könnte man sagen. Healing skill of Master Ibicus is great. I will remember him in my prayer. And I think my injury teach me discretion and humility.
Yeah, because you
Those
were
are
dumb.
wise words. But it wouldn't be a bad idea to get a proper helmet. Best with a visor. I'm sure you'd look great in a hound skull.
Na ja. When I get enough groschen, I will kaufen the best in Kottenberg.
I'd like you to teach me about swordplay. I've heard you're good with weapons, and without them, too.
Kein Problem, Mann. Tell me what you want to know, and prepare your groschen for a donation to our brotherhood. We have to make a living. Irgendwie.
Ooh. Pole arms master. Okay, I'll be right back. I will be right back, sir. Don't you go anywhere, you beautiful man. Pole arms master. Beep, 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 beep. Red alert, pole arms master. I gotta sell like $300 worth of stuff.
Say thumb.
Thumb?
Stick it up your bum!
Genius.
Whistling here.
It's hard to believe you're still single.
I'm back, Arne. And I have $1,000 more for your master pole arms class. Teach me what I want to know. You're not Arne. Where's Arne? Arne.
Schönen Tag.
Arne, me boy.
Es kommt darauf an.
Teach me it.
Show me the best tricks that can be done with a pole arm.
Warum nicht? One great master has said, what is long is not short. And keeping your opponent away from your body, that is most basic. A solid center of the gravity and good distance must you have. You must not let anything knock you off balance. And also, a good fighter knows how to use the both ends of the pole arm. I will show you what I mean. Also, auf geht's!
I didn't even go up a level. Dang. Man, he gave me a crappy sword. Just kidding, it's a nice sword. It's just duller and crap. But I think our next stop is to Miss Catherine. She's one of the quest tipsters I have available, and before I go over to the Devil's Den, we might as well talk to her again. After all, we're in town.
Sharp as a razor.
Ooh, there we go.
It's gospel. They say she's mad for it. The old man.
Ooh, what time is it? Oh. Why is it so dark? There we go. Well, let's see. Catherine is over here. Come on, pony man. Off we go. He
There.
oftentimes has lots of quests for money for us. More money.
Slowly.
Money, money, money.
Nice and slow. Whoa.
Here we are. There she is.
You said you needed some help with something. What's going on?
Something's happened. Oh, a real mess.
Oh boy. Well,
And I
you
need
look
help
pale.
from someone reliable.
What is it?
When I was fishing around for information about Liechtenstein, I cast the net a bit too wide.
Oh.
And one of the servant girls I questioned was just found dead.
You think she was killed because of you?
I don't know. If I did, I wouldn't be asking you for help.
Damn.
I'll help you. Tell me all about it. Who was this dead girl?
Her name was Alice. She was an ordinary, pretty girl. She worked as a maid. I heard they found her all hacked up, tossed somewhere by the town wall. Oh, folk in town are saying it was absolute slaughter. They took the body to the morgue by the St. Peter and St. Paul cemetery.
I'll go take a look at her. See if I can find anything.
I think that would be for the best. Though, I don't think it'll be a very pretty sight. You can ask the gravedigger for details. He'll know the most.
When did you last see the girl?
Around a week ago?
And did you notice anything suspicious about her?
Not at all. She was always cheerful, lively. She was looking forward to a dance. Though I'm afraid she won't be dancing ever again.
No, it didn't sound like it.
What was Alice trying to find out for you?
She always brought me the freshest gossip overheard from her master. And lately, what the other maids in town were saying.
And did you learn anything important from her? Something someone would kill her for?
That's the thing. All she brought me was gossip. Who was cheating on who wasn't going to confession, those sorts of things. So you'll have to figure out the rest for yourself.
What about your other girls? Are they alright?
Yes, fortunately. I'm careful enough to keep them pretty much in the dark about my plans.
Well, good.
That's
They're
why
getting killed
Alice's
over it.
death shocked me so much.
What are you gonna do next?
I'd like to ask the others if they noticed anything suspicious. If someone is following them and the like, but
But you don't want to scare them.
I'm scared myself. For them. Maybe nobody knows
get
about
it.
them yet. If someone was to follow me, I could give them away. And I can't risk that. I don't want anyone else to die because of me.
What if I go and see them?
They don't know you, Henry. You'd only scare them. I'll figure something out. In the meantime, find out everything you can about Alice.
Will do.
Do you think there could be something bigger behind the murder?
I don't know. Maybe she just got caught up in something. But it's strange. Why would someone do her like that? That's the kind of thing you do when you want to send someone a message.
Why did you ask me in particular for help?
Because you're the only one I know here.
Aha.
But don't take it the wrong way. I'm actually glad it's you.
There we go.
You're pretty reliable. Not even Zhishka would be of much help to me here.
Thanks. I know everything I need.
Good. Go to that graveyard, talk to the gravedigger, and take a look at that poor girl's body. In the meantime, I'll try to find out more. Then we'll put it all together, and I'll be damned if we can't come up with something.
Heard.
So what's it gonna be?
Careful!
Talk to the gravedigger. Cool. Looks like we're staying in town. And going all the way across it. There's a horse. Horsey man? Horsey man? Horsey? Horsey?
What are you doing, Whistler?
I'm trying to get your mom to come over.
Just imagine. The other day, I was standing in the yard when I saw this cloud in the sky.
Make our way downtown.
Nice and slow.
Where's the entrance? Where's the entrance?
Whoa!
Oh, you don't want to go in there? Okay. Well, you can wait here, Pony Man.
For the love of Christ.
Let's see now. Are you the gravedigger? No. There you are. Frantisek.
You must be the local gravedigger.
That's right. They call me František. At least them that can speak do. Ha!
I'm Henry.
Greetings, Henry. What do you need?
I hear there was a murder here recently. Some young girl?
True. She's lying in the morgue. But who the hell are you? Another Gawker?
What?
Another? Why would anybody come to look at her?
People ain't got no respect. As soon as news spread about what was done to her, folk are always turning up to have a gawk. So if you ain't one of them Gawkers, you must be one of them other types. Well, no, you can't shave her. No thumb for a souvenir.
What?
I don't want to take anything. I need to find something out.
Like what exactly?
Who killed her?
Why?
I'm worried something might happen to my friend.
That's true. She wasn't the first, and we can only pray that she'll be the last.
That's what
It's
I'm
true
saying.
that Lumiere ain't shown no interest in her yet. I wouldn't expect that from him no more.
Who's this Lumiere? Another one of those gawkers and collectors?
No. He actually tried to help.
Help? How?
Well, he was investigating them others.
Right. You said she wasn't the first.
Aye. We had a couple of similar cases. Lumiere said they was all killed by the same murderer.
Jack the Ripper type
And who
shit?
is this Lumiere?
He used to work for the local bailiff. I think he knew the first one what was killed, but that was a long time ago.
Do you remember how many girls were killed?
You mean you don't know nothing about it? Here, even the sparrows are squawking about it.
I haven't been in Kuttenberg very long.
I see.
Nope.
There's
Not
been
very
one
long
every
at all.
few weeks for the past year.
Do you know where the last one got killed?
I heard some talk about it when they brought her here. But what do you want to do there?
Look for clues. Footprints, blood, anything.
What does that do in the
can
background?
help you?
That's worth a try.
I heard she was killed by the town walls, close to the Hole in the Wall, a dodgy tavern in the Hoprink neighborhood.
Thanks. What's this Lumiere got to do with this?
Well, like I told you, he used to work for the bailiff. I think he was a scribe.
A scribe keeps records in the Black Chronicle, though I've never heard of one doing his own investigations.
Well, the old bailiff wasn't all that interested in the common folk.
That's too
But
bad.
Lumiere,
Got a good
he was
job.
quite helpful. Folk heard about it and went to him with whatever was troubling them.
I'd like to speak with Lumiere. Do you know where I can find him?
At his home in Bohemia Street, that's near the church. You won't find him at the bailiff's no more. I don't know exactly why, though. Seems he had some quarrel with the bailiff.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
It's my pleasure, especially helping someone from the land of the living again. Actually, wait a mo. Speaking of the living, there's a girl what comes here and grieves over that dead maid. I think her name is Barbara.
And do you know where I could find her?
She said she serves in one of the burgers' houses, so either there or in the morgue with that poor dead girl.
Thanks again, Master Gravedigger.
It was good to see you, my friend.
Well, where's the... Is the morgue right in front of me? Yeah, okay.
Are you Barbara? I'm told you knew Alice.
Alice. Aye, she was almost like a sister to me. We served together for years, in the same house. Why'd you ask? Who are you?
I'm trying to find out who did this to her. I'm afraid the killer might want to go after my friend as well.
Ah, I understand.
Who did you serve?
Our master is a local merchant. He is trying his hand at trading wine.
Oh.
How did Alice get along with your master?
Fine. Just like with everyone. Our master is a bit strict, but he's fair.
What's his name?
Okay.
Can I speak to him?
Why? But you can't see him anyway. He's on a trade trip to Prague.
It occurred to me that maybe he could have done it.
No, he couldn't. He was gone when it happened. He hadn't been home in several weeks. And besides, why would he kill them others too? He never even knew them.
I heard about that. And also about Lumir.
Well, if you're interested, go and see him. Maybe you'll catch him sober enough to talk sense.
Ah.
Do you know of any suitors she might have had?
I know she was seeing someone. Why?
I'd like to talk to him as well.
But I don't know who it was. Alice said he was rich and dressed nicely. But she promised him she'd never tell anyone his name.
And you never saw him?
No, never. I don't even know where she met with him.
Do you know what exactly happened to Alice?
No. Nobody saw or heard nothing.
That's convenient.
One day she just didn't come home. And then I found her. Like this.
What do you mean, like this?
You haven't seen her yet, have you?
No.
I haven't.
Then don't. It's a horrible thing to see. She
Kind of
was
have to.
such a pretty girl. She had such beautiful brown hair. And it didn't even leave that untouched.
What do you mean?
Who could have cut off her hair like that? And why? None of it makes sense.
So, I'll leave you to mourn in peace now. So, let's see what we have here.
Ooh. Right in front of her friend, too.
My God! Someone really did a number on her. Oh, they ripped open her entire belly. And they didn't stop there. There must have been buckets of blood. Jesus Christ. There's hardly any blood left in her. The place they found her must look like a slaughterhouse. I should go there and take a look. Her lips are bloody, but nothing more. Tongue still in place. But if he killed her for blabbing, I reckon he'd have cut out her tongue or something, wouldn't he? These are more like chops than cuts.
Yeah.
Somebody must have taken a sword to her.
I'm not really examining it myself, am
Knife
I?
wounds would be smaller, and an axe would have made a bigger mess. But it couldn't have been a long sword. That would have been clumsy. It was something shorter and nimbler. God. That madman cut off both her breasts and bits of flesh.
Oh, God.
What did he do with it all afterwards? Did he really keep all the pieces? Nobody could be that sick, could they? Her face is a little bruised and cut, but nobody cut her there. But she has a dark ring around her neck. Was she strangled? The murderer must have had pretty strong hands, and her hair is all matted with blood and hacked off. Don't even know what colour it was. Maybe there's something more to it. What if the murderer kept her hair like some kind of sick trophy?
That's awful.
Just some scratches and bruises, that's all. The killer probably surprised her. She didn't even have time to defend herself. So, the murderer must have awfully strong hands, because he strangled her and left a dark ring around her neck. Then he took a short sword or sabre and started hacking at her. She's missing parts of her torso, but they aren't by the body. He also cut off most of her hair. He cut off her breasts, but left her tongue, then left her lying there for all to see. To send a message, maybe? Or a warning? Only if it was a warning for telltales, he would have cut out her tongue or something, wouldn't he? I don't know why he killed her, but I don't think it's because of Catherine.
But we should come to the bottom of it still. That's crazy. Somebody just going around and murdering folks. Well, there's one thing Henry of Skalitz can do. Stop a crazy motherfucker from killing people.
Good day to you.
By killing them. He's good at that. He's real good at that. I discovered Gutenberg. I'm glad. I'm glad I finally discovered it. I've been here for about a week, but, you know.
Greetings to you.
Time for everything.
Did you hear who died?
Lumiere. My man.
Oh. Christ, my head. Not so loud.
I need to ask you something.
I said not so loud. I have a splitting headache.
That's some hangover. He's useless to me like this. Unless I'm willing to wait for him to sleep it off, I'll have to get him some kind of cure or potion. This should sober him up.
Nope.
No, not that. Nothing like a little hair of the dog that bit you.
More booze. Christ. I'm gonna puke.
Drink up. It'll make you feel better.
Better already.
There you go, buddy.
Wait! What? Who? What are you doing here? Who are you?
My name is Henry.
And what do you want from me?
I'm trying to find out who killed a certain girl. And I was sent to you.
To me? What for?
Are you Lumiere from the rat house? The scribe?
I used to be. Now I'm just Lumiere the madman.
Oh, yeah?
They say that about you. Why?
Because I was just on some wild goose chase. And what came of it? Absolutely nothing.
I'm gonna join you.
But I need your help.
If I were you, lad, I'd leave it be. You can't help that girl anymore, anyway. You'll just end up hurting yourself.
Come now, Lumiere.
Poor girls. Nobody was all that interested in it, except for me. We let it be in the end. We let a monster walk among us. No way. You can't solve this yourself.
I'm not doing it for myself.
Ding, ding,
I'm afraid
ding,
he
ding.
might kill one of my friends.
A friend, eh? That's not good. Not good at all. I searched high and low. And what did I get out of it? Just mockery. What makes you think you can find out more than I did?
Because I'm stubborn. And I don't have any other choice. I'll get to the truth no matter what.
You think that will suffice?
Yes.
If not, I'd have been dead long ago. Bled out from a human arrow.
All right.
Yes.
Talk to me. Who was this dead girl?
Her name was Alice. She worked as a maid.
A maid? That fits. Yaka was a maid too. As were most of the other victims. What did she look like? What did he do to her?
I think that he strangled her first, and then went at her with a longer blade and disemboweled her.
Did you notice the strangulation right away? It took me a while. Maybe you really will track him down.
Do you think it's the same murder?
Counting your girl, that makes 6 victims who were first strangled and then mutilated. If it's not all the same person, they must be collaborating somehow.
This is the 6th one. How long has he been killing?
Probably about a year now. Sometimes it takes him months.
So you
Sometimes
gave
weeks.
up that soon?
But I'm including missing girls. Stanya and Zdena.
Why are you counting the missing girls?
Because I think someone killed them, and we just haven't found them yet.
Did the dead girls have anything in common?
Aside from being pretty young girls with no proper family or background, no. I couldn't find much.
Do you think somebody is killing them because they're poor, and nobody will miss them?
Certainly. If somebody killed the daughter of a local lord, no stone would be left unturned.
But why does he even kill in the first place?
I don't know. Maybe he hates women. Damn it. I feel like I'm going in circles and can't get out.
What can you tell me about Yarka?
She wasn't the first. But thanks to her, people started taking an interest. She was a maid in a German family. By all accounts, she was a pious, polite girl. She was orphaned as a child. The priest from the Church of St. Peter and Paul, Father Prokop, raised her. They found her body tossed behind a barn at the edge of town. She was cut all the way from her neck downwards.
Damn.
An awful sight to behold.
Did you have any suspects?
At first, I thought the son from that family did it. A murderer is usually someone close, you know. But then I changed my mind.
Why?
Well, for one, I remembered the two girls before her who ended up almost the same. Besides that, when I talked to the lad, he seemed he wasn't the least bit interested in Yarka. Then his mother told me that they threw her out a week before the murder because she was a harlot who stayed out till all hours of the night. That really surprised me. Because Father Prokop had vouched for her good reputation. But who knows? Maybe he just didn't want to admit what had become of her.
What about Stanya?
She was an alehouse wench in a tavern of ill repute called the Hole in the Wall.
Oh, damn.
You said her body was never found. Maybe she just got out of town.
You have no idea how much I'd like to believe that. Only there was a lot of blood. Unfortunately, the investigation wasn't very successful. The Hole is a world of its own, and the people there aren't very forthcoming with information.
Did you suspect anybody?
You could suspect every second man there. Those people have nothing but thievery and deceit in their eyes. The innkeeper, Mole, definitely knew Stanya, since she worked for him. But he isn't all that chatty either.
So if I want to learn anything more, I have to ask this Mole? In the hole?
Yeah. He still runs the place.
Okay.
And what about that Zdena? You said her body was never found.
Exactly. But to tell the truth, nobody spent much time looking for it. Besides Alice, Zdena was the most recent victim. It's only been a few weeks since she went missing, but I suppose nobody wanted to do any more digging.
But if her body was never found, how do you know she was killed?
Because she was the same type as the other girls. Maybe the prettiest of them all. Young, beautiful. A real live one. Lively as the devil. She was a thief. A pickpocket. I never could pin it on her, though. She always found some way to get out of it.
Maybe she robbed the wrong people and had to get out of town.
Maybe. She had a partner in crime by the name of Strunad. Quite a number. He's always sitting in the hole, boozing. When I asked him about Zdena, he told me he'd rather rip his own tongue out than talk.
Do you think he'd be more forthcoming with me?
He might be. You're not known all over town like a catchpole. It's worth a try. Besides, it might still be fresh in his memory. That would be a great help.
And what about the other two victims?
It all started with them, though nobody did much about it at the time. The first one worked as a bathhouse maid. They called her Chestnut. She'd only been in town for a short while, and nobody really knew her. So I couldn't find out anything more. But the other one, Libushka, she was from Loretz. She was a maidservant, too. I also talked to her mother. She said she was really cheerful and outgoing. There were lots of suitors circling around her, but she refused them all. She knew she was pretty and knew she could do better than some farmhand.
You mean she wanted someone higher up?
That's what it sounded like. But her mother never found out who she had her eye on.
Interesting. I'll try to see what else I can find out from the mother. Where can I find her?
In the graveyard, lad. The poor woman died of grief. It's sad to say, but we can't help those two dead girls now. And they can't help us with our investigation either. There's nobody else left who could tell us anything about them.
Did you have any suspects back then?
You can always find some suspect. I always dragged the most suspicious ones to the body in the morgue by force. And they threw up at the sight. Or fainted.
Couldn't it have just been an act?
Fainting? Vomiting? That's hard to act. I'd swear none of them did it.
Can you sum it all up for me?
We have 6 victims here. And I believe they were all murdered by the same killer. Unfortunately,
We know that.
of the remaining 4, The first to be killed
We
was
know
the
that.
next was Stanya, and
Yep.
they both hung around a tavern they called...
Okay,
and a lot
now we
of it-
know all this. Cool.
Good. I know everything I need to know.
When you learn something more, stop by and see me. You've aroused a bit of hope in me, lad. I hope you won't disappoint me.
And I hope you don't just lean up against this building drunk. But I think you will. I think it's time we went to the crime scene. Right? Right? Well, this one's right here, so mine as well.
He tests each of us in different... Good day. What do you need?
Information.
Father, I need to ask you a few questions.
I don't have time for theological discussions, my son.
That's not why I'm here. My name's Henry, and I wanted to ask about the murder that happened recently. Someone killed and gutted a young maidservant and left her body lying by the city walls. And I hear it's not the first time this has happened.
Another one murdered. May the Lord grant her eternal rest. Why is it you ask?
I fear for my sister. She's also a maid.
Yes. Fear for those close to you is commendable. What would you like to hear?
One of the other victims was a girl named Yarka. But I reckon you know that, don't you? Where did you know Yarka from?
I knew her since she was a little girl. Knew her family.
And?
I was her uncle. When my brother and his wife died, I took care of her.
Who do you think killed her?
William, that pig of Satan. He gambles in the tavern on All Saints' Day and leads the locals astray. Yarka always went there to listen to music.
Why do you think it was William? Do you have any evidence?
Evidence? He's a skirt chaser, a tool of Satan. He messes with poor girls' heads.
What's going on right now? What's happening? What?
Come now, Father.
There we go.
I'm not just asking out of curiosity. This is about all the dead girls. Isn't it written in scripture?
I don't know what happened
Speak
there.
up for
I kinda
those
missed
who
what
have
happened.
no voice.
A layman quotes the Bible to me.
Correct.
Fine. Lumia accused me of her murder.
I had a feeling.
Yes. He slandered me in public.
And how... What happened then?
It turned out he was deranged. How could he even think such a thing?
You're getting too
He's
upset.
finished in Gutenberg.
You raised her? A priest with a child?
Yes. Unfortunately, I'm not the first of the clergy to have a child on the side. But at least everyone knew Yarka wasn't my own daughter.
I don't need to know anymore. Oh wait, I don't need to know.
What can you tell me about her?
About Yarka.
I didn't
I've
actually
heard enough.
want to know.
Son, I'll give you some good advice. Don't listen to Lumia. That man has gone completely mad.
I'm suspicious of you now, sir. But we're gonna keep checking things out. Whoa! Now, two across town.
Easy, good horse.
We've never been out here before. Neat part of town. Oh. Neat part of town. Also a new quest to be had over here. Need to check this place out. It's dark.
Hey, that beer.
Thanks.
Innkeeper, a beer.
Oh, you're who I need to talk to.
What are you here for, friend?
You.
Where did the skeleton come from?
Ah, another newcomer who hasn't heard of Hugo.
Oh, there he is. Right
I'm
there in the right
happy
corner.
to tell you because it's a hilarious tale. Have you got the time?
Go ahead.
I sure do. Tell me.
Well, then listen carefully. 10 years ago, back when the tavern belonged to another fella, miners used to gather here and play dice for money. Miners are not very rich and they often lost what little they had to live on. But their wives were understandably pissed off, so they came up with a plan. They clubbed together to buy a skeleton of a hanged man from the executioner, and they hid it in the cupboard where the miners kept their dice, thinking they would take it as a sign from God. But when the drunken men opened the cupboard and saw the skeleton, they were amused. They sat it down next to them, gave her a drink, and even threw the dice when it was the skeleton's turn.
The wife's plan didn't work out so well.
The miners don't come here anymore, but Hugo, as he came to be called, stayed. The miners don't come here anymore, but Hugo, as he came to be called, stayed. I'm telling you, he'll be still sitting here long after our bones are in the ground. Good story, right?
Yeah.
Great. I'd have a drink with Hugo in a heartbeat. Did Estanya work here?
Stanya? Maybe. It depends on who's asking.
My name's Henry.
Names don't interest me. The main thing is whether it's a good guest or a bad guest asking.
It could be
What
a bad
kind of
guest
guest
if I need to.
are you, Henry?
I'm a good guest.
Really? Let's see. Do you know how to recognize a good guest?
By whether he's got coin.
Aye. No coin, no wine. As a wise man once said, I like talking to folks with coin. A lot. So, what'll it be, my good man?
What if I simply paid you and you tell me what I want to know?
Ask away.
I want to know if Stanya worked here.
She did. And she don't know more. What's it to you?
I heard she disappeared without a trace. So I'm trying to find out if anyone had anything to do with it.
It's possible. The chamber she was sleeping in here was totally ransacked. The door open. Everything emptied out. And Stanya was gone. All I found were bloody footprints.
Tell me something else.
First, you'll have another beer. Or is it time to pay?
What?
If you want to ask, you have to drink. Didn't you get that?
You're quite the extortionist.
I prefer to be called an enterprising man of trade. So, what'll it be?
I don't want to pay you any more. I think you could answer my questions directly and not always try to wheedle money out of me.
Yeah.
That makes it look like you might have some motive for keeping me from finding out anything about that murder.
Nonsense. How could you think that? Come on. Ask me anything you want.
Good.
Did anybody see what actually happened when Stanya disappeared?
No, it was at night. Nobody saw or heard anything. The tavern tends to be empty at that hour. And you won't meet many people on the street, neither.
What was Stanya like? What can you tell me about her?
A bold woman. One has to be here. Everyone's ballsy here unless you nib it in the bud right away. She was hanging around a bard for a while. I don't know how close they were, but she also had another suitor.
Someone from the city?
No, a charcoal burner. I heard he was from somewhere in the, Verchlitz Valley. I think his name was Barton?
What do you know about that bard?
What about him? He's a minstrel, a skirt chaser. What more can I say? He called himself William. As far as I know, he plays in the Miners' Tavern in the evenings.
Okay.
But sometimes he shows up here, too.
You think he might have been the one who...
Now that you mention it, he cleared out of town for a while and only came back not long ago. It could be him, all right. I know he met with some odd people and talked about God knows what, like bloody spies. Besides, you know what minstrels are like. Lasses just flock to them. And like they say, opportunity makes the thief.
Or in this case, a murderer. Where can I find this Barton?
I already told you. In the Verchlitz Valley.
Could you be a bit more precise?
I don't know that bloke at all. All I know is he's a charcoal burner. So if I was you, I'd look somewhere around the charcoal kilns.
I think I know all I need.
That's all I need to know.
So, where would that dude be? Down here. There's more to learn?
Are you Sternad? The one that went with Zdena?
Who the fuck are you?
Just an ordinary bloke who has some questions.
Well then, piss off. You won't get any answers here. All you're gonna get here is a kick in the teeth.
Excuse me?
Better men have tried it than a cock puller like you.
Cock puller? I'll fucking pull your cock clean off.
Don't tempt me with a good time, buddy. Was that it?
Mercy.
Well, had enough?
Fuck yeah, damn it. What the hell do you want from me?
I already asked you.
Talk. Where's Zdena?
The last time I saw her, it's a long time ago. She scored big. Everyone was fucking jealous. She just needed to pawn it off.
And where did she go with her loot? Do you know?
Well, she had some kind of arrangement with this fella called Pint from the mill. The one called Rabstein.
There we go.
She always took the stuff to him.
Do you remember what she managed to steal?
Mainly jewels. Gold and silver. No bloody pewter. She had some fucking huge golden signet ring. A bloke could fuck for a whole month with something like that.
Do you know whose crest was on it?
I don't know, I'm no expert. But it were bloody expensive, that's for sure.
Do you know who she took it off?
She always said she found it on the street. That's because if the wrong ears hear it, you can end up in the shit.
Fair
or
enough.
on the gallows even.
Did she hang out with any men?
She liked to hang around with that crooner that plays for the miners in that tavern of theirs. Made him sing songs and that.
Give me where it
and
is.
once she got in a quarrel with that fucking priest Prokop. That was a laugh.
Could she have run away with that bard?
I doubt it. He was a bit of a milksop. He tried to be all mysterious and played a tough fella, but you could see he was lying. And Zdena could see right through him, I bet.
Why do you think so?
Because he was getting on my nerves, so I cornered him in a dark alley one time. He ran away so fast, I bet he shit himself.
And what about this priest? Why was he quarrelling with her?
I don't know. He was blabbering some shit about finding her a job, only she didn't want it.
Fair enough. So that means we got another lead in town, right? William the Minstrel. Nice. Where's the pony? Ah, Mr. Pony Man.
Come here.
That's a good pony man right there. Okie dokie, pony man.
Easy. Easy. Nice and slow.
My God.
You.
It's William, right? I need to talk to you.
What is it? Do we know each other? Do I owe you money?
My name's Henry. And no, we don't know each other, and you don't owe me money. But we do have something in common. We have a lot of mutual friends.
What? What do you want of me? I don't have to talk to you.
Well, you don't have to, that's true. But you should. It's in your own best interest.
What are you talking about?
If you don't start giving me some answers right now, I reckon you'll end up begging in the streets. Because I'll break all your fingers, and you'll never play the lute again, you miserable minstrel.
What? No! Come on, I didn't do anything!
Stop whining and talk, or I'll be the one doing something to you.
Come on!
Henry does not make good
man.
threats,
Ask
but he
away.
does a good job of following up on them.
Did you know Alice?
I know a lot of Alice's. You have to be more specific.
No, you don't.
The one they found dead somewhere below the town walls.
Oh, her. I didn't know her, but I heard about it.
You're lying.
They say she had a rich young suitor. Do you know anything about that?
Me? Do I look rich to you? I get paid in food.
But you could at least pass yourself off as wealthy.
Or I could claim to be the Virgin Mary, but I doubt anyone would believe me.
I heard she used to go to dances.
Yeah, and? I'm not the only musician in the city. I really didn't know her.
Oh, here it is.
Do you remember Zdena? You knew her, didn't you?
That's
Do
the
I
correct
know
person.
Zdena? As wild as the wind and always full of life. And those nimble fingers. You always had to check your purse around her.
Did she steal something from you?
A travelling minstrel doesn't have much to steal, but she was well aware of that. She was on the lookout for some better prey.
You don't happen to know who she wanted to rob?
There were lots. Anyone she thought was rich enough who let her ply her charms for a while. Like young von Groller. When he started coming here, she got to him right away. Said she was going to rob him blind. Far as I know, she didn't succeed. If she robbed a noble like von Groller, word would get around.
Ah.
And did you ever meet Yarka? It was a long time ago, but I heard she used to hang around you a lot. And Father Prokop didn't like it.
Oh, that one. Aye, she was very keen on my company for a while, but then she stopped coming.
Because somebody killed her.
I know what happened was a tragedy, but it wasn't my fault. She stopped talking to me long before that. Honest.
And can you tell me anything else about it?
I don't know anything. It was a long time ago. You said so yourself.
Weeks? Weeks ago?
And I hear you knew Stanya.
Which one do you mean?
The alehouse wench from the hole. I heard you had something with her too.
Well, she batted her eyes at me a couple of times when I was still playing there. A nice girl, but I didn't know her much.
And the innkeeper Mole told me a different story. He said you were the one coming on to her.
Fine, we had a bit of fun together. But she was always the one who started it.
And aren't you just saying that because she left you?
Oh, come on! I could have any woman, if I wanted.
Sure
the
you
innkeeper
can,
must have
buddy.
got it mixed up.
Sure you can.
He's an old drunkard after all. If I was you, I wouldn't take him too seriously. Look, why are you asking me about all this? You don't seriously think I killed her, do you?
Well, you did know them all.
And? I'm surely not the only one.
That may be true. But everybody knows you're a skirt chaser, and they were all pretty girls. And now, they're dead.
But I had nothing to do with it!
Try that
So
one.
you didn't do anything to them?
No! Why would I? What would I get out of it? It doesn't make any sense. It goes against God.
You dare invoke God?
I admit, I'm no saint, but for Christ's sake, I'd never kill anybody.
I don't think you would.
Good. I believe you. But if any clue leads me back here to you, I won't give you a second chance.
You won't hear about me again, I swear to God.
That leaves one more option.
God.
Greetings, friend.
God be with you.
One more option. What is this? That's a definite. I mean, shoot. Me and Pebbles. Off on an adventure. Give you a little praises. Okay, new Speedy Pebbles. Let's make sure we head the correct direction once.
Easy. Easy. Nice and slow. Quick! Quick! Whoa!
Well, I finally made it.
God bless.
You who are you to talk to?
Are you Pint?
I am. Why?
I'm looking for his dinner.
I don't know any Stenner.
Sternad said something different.
You're a friend of Sternard's, are you?
God forbid. That's all I need. A friend like that bastard. But he was the only one who really knew Stenner.
You're right there. Stenner was always cursing him. He was as lazy as a pig, but always wanted his share.
So you knew Stenner? Can you tell me anything about her?
I know Stenner all right, but she ain't been here in some time. Why are you looking for her? What do you want from her?
I'm looking for a... Back in the city, they think she's either dead or run off somewhere. And you're the last person to see her before she went missing.
Kurva.
What can you tell me about Stenner?
She always had it hard. She lost her parents and her home as a child. She had to learn to take care of herself.
And what about Sternad? How does he fit into this?
Sternard was her guardian angel, as she used to say. If she hadn't been thieving with him, she probably would have ended up a whore. But by sharing with him, she could do what she wanted.
Uh-huh. I'm surprised she stuck with him as long as she did.
That's because she had a hideout somewhere nearby. That's why she'd come to me with her loot, before they taxed her on the spot. And the last time she was here, she said one more haul like this, and she'll be able to go wherever she wanted, to Prague or Vienna.
I heard she wanted to sell you some valuables. Is that true?
Oh, aye. She had a good haul. No rubbish. Mostly jewelry, rings, one signet ring with a coat of arms and everything. She left it all here. I paid her a pretty sum of coin. It was a good thing she had a basket with her. Otherwise, she couldn't have carried it all.
And what about that signet ring? Do you still have it?
She didn't sell me the ring. She wanted to keep it. Said it'd bring her luck someday.
Do you know what kind of luck she meant? Did you recognize the signet on the ring?
No. I didn't recognize that signet. But all the while, Stenner was giggling to herself. I reckon she had her eye on another mark.
Where did she go next from here? You said she had a lot of coin on her.
That she did. She also had a feeling someone was following her. Someone on a horse.
Someone followed her on a horse from Kuttenberg. Did she say what he looked like?
She didn't. At first, she thought it was some wealthy lord out for a ride. But he held back. Never passed by her and...
And did you see him? Did he come all the way here?
No. But Stenna thought he would show. She even left her scarf here and paid some girl to walk around with it to make it look like she was still here.
And then where'd she go?
She wanted to go the back way, through the woods, so nobody could follow her. Past the woods is a road and a ford across a stream. Next to it is a huge boulder. When it rains, the water can rise fast. The road goes on to Kuttenberg.
Well, if it leads back to the road and there was really someone following her, I reckon if they saw she was long in returning, they could have waited for her at the ford, no?
Fuck! That's quite possible. I made a point of looking, but I didn't see any riders that day. So I forgot about it.
And could it have been Father Prokop following her?
What do I know? If he has a horse and fancy clothes. But why would he do it?
I heard he wanted to find her an honest job, but she wasn't interested.
I don't know. She didn't say nothing about that.
Is Denna's scarf? Do you still have it?
Aye. I wanted to give it back to her the next time she came.
Will you give it to me? I'll try having my dog track her down.
All the same to me. Here you go. But it's been a long time. I don't know if it will help.
And could it have been William?
And who would that be?
He's this bard she was seeing.
I don't know about that. I don't remember her mentioning nobody by that name.
Well, I'll go and check out that ford. Maybe I'll find something there.
I hope you don't.
Me
God
too,
be with
friend.
You. And maybe wash up a bit, will you?
No. You dick. I'm getting out of here. Like, right motherfucking now.
Good.
Got a good horsey. Just a little ways down the road. Is dark.
Oh. That has to be that ford Pike was talking about. I should take a look around here.
Hop off the horse. Pull out the sword. Never mind.
This must be that basket of silver Denna was carrying with her. She wouldn't have just left that here. But where did it come from? Maybe it rolled down the hill?
Mr. Doggy Man.
Is there something here? Search!
Do it, buddy.
Free! Here, mutt!
Come on.
Here, mutt.
There we go.
Search.
Here we go, buddy. Now this is what we're talking about.
Good dog, Mutts. Show me. Good boy. Good boy.
Holy crap.
Poor thing. She didn't get very far. Ugh, she's been lying here a long time. At first glance, this body isn't as mutilated as the others. Unfortunately, I can't tell if somebody strangled her like the others. She's been lying here too long for that, but her head is smashed in. Either the murderer hit her with a rock, or dashed her hard against the ground. She must have put up a fight. Or maybe he lost his patience.
Maybe.
Oh, she's all stuck to her clothes. They're torn up, but I don't see any cuts. The rips are odd.
Strange.
Like someone was looking for something. Oh, I can't make much out by now, but it seems as if the fingers on her right hand are broken. Did the murderer torture her? Or was he trying to get something out of her hand? Oh, my God. Oh, something fell out of her. A signet ring. Oh, that must be the one she stole. But how did it get inside her? Did she swallow it herself? Or did the murderer shove it in there? Was she trying to hide it? Or was it punishment for stealing? Well, that's enough.
Zdena.
But what does it all mean? I'd say she put up a decent fight, and the killer had to improvise, and that's about all I can find out. She's probably been lying here a few weeks, but that ring is a good lead.
Sure is. Poor girl. Hop back on the horse. There you are, horsey man. Okay. Now to F and wait till morning. We're finally here.
Oh, whoa.
Oh.
Jesus Christ be praised.
So who am I looking for? Barton. Where is Barton? Oh, what would a Barton be doing? Hold on, let me see if I got any. Nope. Barton.
I'm looking for someone named Stanya.
You're in a charcoal camp, fella. What would a woman be doing here?
But you know Stanya, don't you?
Aye. You could say that. Why?
I'm looking for the killer of a girl in town. And I heard that someone also tried to kill this Stanya.
That's true. She told me something like that. But that was a long time ago.
So you don't know what became of her?
I really don't know, mate. But even if I did know, how can I be sure you aren't that killer?
wouldn't be foolishly asking around for her then, would I?
Why not? How else would you find her?
I'd sneak into your house to see if she was there, perchance.
You can forget about that, you snoop.
You asked what else I'd do.
It seems to me you've got this all figured out. Just like a real murderer.
What?
So it's time for you to go, lad. Get the hell out of here. Scram! I'll be with you. And I'm sorry. Looking for something in there?
Piece of shit! Do it!
I'll rip your ass open!
We'll do it this way.
I'll show you.
Jesus! I'm hit!
Tough shit, fucker!
What do you want?
Take that fucker out! Give it to him!
Oh shit! I'm sorry, buddy! Let's see if anybody else knows anything.
Somebody gave you a good working over. Are you all right?
This? Nah, it's nothing. But thanks for asking.
I'm just gonna keep going on around here. Come on. There's got to be some kind of clue, right? Work dress? No women here, right? Is there a back door to this one too?
What's that noise?
Nailed that shit.
All right. What was that?
Is there a way up into that loft? No.
Very odd. It must be over now. Whatever it was.
What is it? Did you drop something?
What's that I hear?
Ha!
Who are you?
I
How
found
did
you!
Find me. If you came here to finish what you started, I'm not afraid of you. I'll claw your eyes out!
Don't be afraid. I don't want to hurt you.
So, what do you want from me then?
Lumir asked me to find out what happened to you. He thought you were dead.
Lumir? From the rat house?
Yep.
He sent you?
Exactly. Someone killed a girl in Kuttenberg. Lumir thought it might be connected with you.
And 4 guys
so
killed
maybe
some
you could
guy
help us
outside.
find out who did it.
I mean,
How can I
one guy
help
killed
you
4
when
guys
I haven't
outside.
been in Kuttenberg since... I don't even know when.
Who did it?
You disappeared from the hole in the wall without saying goodbye. Without a word. What happened?
Someone attacked me when I was coming home from the baths one night. I managed to get away, but I was so afraid. I decided to run away from Kuttenberg.
Did you see who it was?
Not at all. I didn't see anything until he jumped out of the shadows and grabbed me around the neck. And he was terribly strong. I nearly blacked out right away.
And how did you manage to break free?
I had an empty pitcher in my hand, and I hit him with it. He howled and let me go, and I ran away.
Here? To the charcoal burners?
No, first to my room in the hole. But I was so scared there. I took what I could and ran. Here, to Barton.
And your lover?
Oops.
What did he say?
At first he was horrified, because I had cut myself on a shard from the pitcher and was all bloody. He's been hiding me here since then.
Oh, he just stopped.
You walked home from the baths at night?
What's so odd about that?
Well, at night, the baths are...
Ah, right. I went there after closing. I always brought the girls a pitcher of wine or ale and took a bath while they drank it.
Aha. So that's why you had the empty pitcher you hit him with?
Right. I went there regularly. Every week.
The same way every time?
Aye, always the same way. The shortest one. I didn't want to stay out too long at night.
And who knew that you went by yourself to the baths?
Yeah.
Well, everyone from the tavern, I reckon. I didn't hide it.
Do you remember anything important about the attacker? What he looked like? What he was wearing?
I don't know anything. It was at night. He grabbed me from behind, and then I ran and never turned back.
And what about when you hit him? What did he do?
He let me go, and cursed.
Aha. And what did he say?
He said Scheisse, in German.
Seems you're the only one to survive the killer's attack. I know it isn't easy for you to think about it, but try to remember something else about that moment, or when you were running away. Anything can help us, even if it seems insignificant.
Literally
I don't know.
anything.
It's all like in a fog.
You were walking down the street. Did you notice anything before he attacked you?
No, nothing.
You didn't see anything or hear anything?
Actually, I knew the side street wasn't empty. I heard somebody talking, but when I looked, there was nobody there. So when somebody grabbed me, I completely froze.
Did you understand what they were talking about?
Not at all. But there were 2 voices. 2 of them waiting for me there.
It's difficult, I understand. But I need you to think hard one more time. Aside from those voices and the empty street, what else do you remember?
I didn't hear him at all, and then he grabbed me.
And nothing else? Did he grab your hair?
Well, no. He grabbed me by the throat right away.
So it's the same guy.
And squeezed. Just for a moment, but I still had a big bruise round my neck for weeks. Barton said the man must have had a terribly strong grip, like a miner or swordsman.
A miner.
I heard William liked pretending to be a spy. Do you know anything about that?
Aye, I thought it pretty silly. A stupid trick to make himself seem more interesting. Though, I reckon he's more likely to attract an arse-kicking than a woman.
Couldn't it have been Father Prokop?
Father Prokop? I don't know him.
No, he's pretty old. He preaches in the Church of St. Peter and St. Paul.
I don't know him. And if he's an old man, how strong could his grip really be?
How are you now?
I I'm still awful scared.
Don't worry, Barton won't hurt you anymore.
And I can't even really leave the house.
I reckon that'll be all.
I'm sorry I'm not able to help you more.
You don't need to apologise.
Thank you. Could I ask you for a favour?
If it's in my power.
When you catch that bastard, would you please let me know? So I can finally stop being afraid.
I'll stop by if I can.
No, I will.
Take care now. And go and wash up. You look like you could use it.
Oh, thank you. So where's Jay? No, bitch. There you are, pony man. Give you some pet.
Come here.
And then off we go.
Go. Go.
Help out a suffering wretch.
Okie dokie. Made it back.
I apologize. How's your ass?
I found out some interesting things about those murders. Just like you said.
That's wonderful news. But wait a while. I promised Catherine we'd wait for her.
You know Catherine?
She came to see me soon after you did, and started asking me questions. Just like you.
Will you send for her? So, we're all here.
I hope nobody else shows up. How did it go?
I reckon I've found out all I can.
And do you know who the murderer is?
Not exactly, but I have a few ideas.
I've asked around a bit, and I have my own suspicions.
Is that so? See, I was trying to recall some more details, and I had someone come to mind as well.
I didn't do all this for nothing, did I?
Well,
Catherine first.
Catherine, who do you suspect?
Well, I think it was that priest, Prokop.
That's nonsense. It couldn't have been him.
Couldn't have? Then who do you think it was?
It had to be William. Nobody else knew them all.
Ah, now you're talking nonsense. I'm sure William is innocent.
So I see we disagree. Too bad. We could have been done with it quickly.
Well, who do you think it was then?
I'm not entirely sure. First, I'll tell you what I found out, and then it might be easier for us.
Go on then. Starting with who?
Let's talk about Yarka, the one raised by Father Prokop.
What did you learn about her?
Prokop didn't just raise her out of the goodness of his heart. He was actually her uncle.
Really? But he still could have killed her.
His own relative?
Why not? He's a priest. I'm sure he knows the story of Cain and Abel.
Oh, man.
Yarka started working for the von Groller family, where she remained until her death.
I was there to ask whether she'd given them any trouble, but they said she was always thorough and reliable.
Ah, so what's the story with von Grolls?
A very wealthy and important family. The mother is quite devout, known to spend a lot of time in prayer. Old von Groller's been sick for years. Can't even get out of bed.
So, who runs affairs?
That would be young Hendel. They say he's quite successful.
That's all I was able to find out.
You still found out more than I did.
But it's not enough. We still don't know who the killer is.
I managed to find Stanya.
Alive? You found her alive?
Correct. I did. Alive and well. Hiding with the charcoal burners.
Just not all the charcoal burners are alive
she's
or
not
well.
one of our victims?
She is. She just managed to escape the killer. She said she was attacked on her way home from the baths. She heard somebody talking in a side street, but it was empty. But when she walked by, someone grabbed her by the throat and started strangling her.
And how did she manage to get away?
She was holding an empty pitcher, and she smashed the killer in the face with it. He either got startled or hurt, but he let her go.
Did she get a look at him? Did she take his eye out or something?
No, she didn't stop to find out. Just ran. Which is probably why she survived.
And what about the blood in the bedroom?
She cut her hand on the broken pitcher. She didn't stay in her room for long. She was still so scared that she grabbed her things and ran off to her beloved charcoal burner.
Who's now dead. Whoa!
She said she returned from the baths in the evening regularly, and somebody knew exactly which way she would take and where to wait for her.
You mean someone followed her beforehand to figure out where to ambush her?
Who knew that she went to the baths?
Apparently everyone in the tavern. She didn't hide the fact. Stanya mentioned young von Grolle used to visit her. She said he was quite fond of her.
After a few beers, everyone wants to cop a feel. You have to nip it in the bud without upsetting anyone, because it could end badly.
She also said she was sure it wasn't Mole. He may be a pig, but the evening she ran home, he was in bed snoring. Well, according to Stanya, the murderer had a terribly strong grip. Her neck was bruised for almost a month.
Doesn't almost every man have a strong grip?
Depending on what they take in hand every day. A tankard, a quill, or a hammer.
Except none of our suspects are miners or blacksmiths, eh? According to Stanya, the murderer didn't say a word the entire time.
That's strange, right? I'd expect him to at least call her a whore.
The only word he uttered was when she smashed him in the face with the pitcher. He said Scheisse.
So, we're looking for a German?
Even I say Scheiße sometimes, and I'm not German.
Yeah, but that instinctually.
Besides that, she also recalled hearing two voices in the alley. Someone was talking to the killer.
So we have a witness. Now, just to find him.
Or an accomplice. If I remember correctly, the other one must have seen the whole thing, right? And he didn't go to report it.
I asked Stanya if she knew Prokop. She said no.
Maybe she just doesn't remember him. Or he gave a different name, or...
I don't think Father Prokop is the type to frequent the worst tavern in Kuttenberg.
Stanya admitted that she knows William. He flirted with her and tried to get to know her better, but nothing came of it.
And that's probably why he wanted to kill her. And likely rape her before that.
Well, perhaps.
Maybe the two are working
Stanya
together.
doesn't think so. She's sure it wasn't William, and no matter what they say about him, in her eyes he's a good lad. And that's all that Stanya told me.
I'm so glad that girl is alive.
Me too.
The boyfriend isn't.
At least someone's had a little luck. Does she want to come back, or will she stay with the charcoal burners?
I don't think she'll come back. She's so scared now they'll come back for her, she doesn't even leave the house. I managed to find Zdena.
You found her? Is she alive too?
No. Unfortunately, she's dead.
And where did you find her?
Pretty far away. Near the mill she used to sell things at. Someone caught her in the forest when she was coming home with a load of coin and killed her. I reckon she put up a hell of a fight. So the killer got nervous and ended things quickly.
So he didn't strangle or mutilate her?
She'd been lying in the woods for a long time, so I couldn't really tell. But he definitely didn't hack her up like the others. Judging by what her accomplice said, she robbed someone good. She had so much jewellery on her, she could hardly carry it. And what's odd is when she was murdered, the killer left her basket of valuables behind.
So I reckon he didn't kill her for the money.
She said someone followed her on horseback from Kuttenberg. She tried to lose him, but apparently wasn't able to.
On horseback? I don't suppose she described him, did she?
Only as a wealthy type who never got too close.
That doesn't fit in with the previous murders.
Father Prokop came looking for Zdena and nearly cursed her on the spot.
What did he have in common with a thief?
He had also looked after her, but unlike Yarka, she ended up on the street, and he took it badly. Zdena tried to rob young von Grolle. It's possible she succeeded.
Von Grolle? Yarka worked for them, didn't she?
That whole family is suspicious.
Assumptions. Nothing more.
I'd say it's pretty obvious. Why else would I have found that ring on her?
They just left the ring by her body? That's odd, isn't it?
It wasn't by her body. It was inside of it. I don't know if she swallowed it herself or someone shoved it in her.
Ah, that's awful. But I can't say it surprises me.
My mouth is starting to hurt from all this blabbering.
So are my ears and head.
Come now, we're nearly there. We just need to find our suspect. So, Henry, who do you think did it?
I suspect one of the Von Grollers.
What leads you to think that?
The
Are
ring.
you sure it wasn't William?
Yarka was their maidservant until she started rebelling, right?
Yes. Do you think she was rebelling because of someone in particular?
Perhaps the young lord?
That's possible.
Alice had a young, wealthy suitor. And young Von Groller fits both descriptions.
True, true.
We could be getting somewhere.
Zdeno was followed by someone on a horse. Von Groller could afford a horse.
That's not so sure, is it? And maybe the horse was stolen or borrowed.
But it certainly worsens the case for him. That much is true.
Zdeno robbed Von Groller.
That's true.
It's all coming together, isn't it?
It really is.
Von Groller also groped Stanya, and his servant drove her away.
Ah, fucking bastard.
That's more than coincidence, isn't it? It really must be one of them.
And that's all I can pin on him.
So, do we agree that it was young Von Groll?
Well, old Von Groller can't do much now, can he?
So do we really agree that our
I don't
most
know that
likely
either.
suspect is young Von Groller?
Aye. I agree.
I don't have a problem with it. Little rich boys are capable of anything. But what are we gonna do about it?
Can I
Our
kill him?
suspicions
Can I kill
aren't
him?
enough.
They'll just laugh at us without something more tangible.
So, you wanna search their house?
There's nothing else we can do. There must be a clever way to do it.
We have to find some evidence. None of our conjecture is enough. What will we do?
You could sneak in there.
Or break in?
Catherine, that's not necessary. The young lad wants to learn swordsmanship, and the old one is sick and always calling for a physician.
So I can either pretend to be a sawbones or a swordsman, or break in? That's a lot of options.
You're a clever lad. You'll figure it out.
That I will. And we'll pose as a swordsman. Because we're a good swordsman now. Which is kind of ironic. And I would like to thank y'all for tuning in. I'll catch you when we pose as a master swordsman next time. I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in. I'll catch you on the flip-flop. Peace.